Hey everyone, Christopher Ruocchio here of Sun Eater, back with another monthly update video for you, this for September of 2025, and we are officially just at about the 2-month mark in waiting for Shadows Upon Time to come out. That'll come out, of course, in mid-November. And if you missed the last couple of videos here on the channel, we are doing a sort of special book launch gala event to celebrate, and there are plenty of tickets still available, so if you would like to come to the event, that link is in the description down below, or you can go to highmatterbooks.com. That is my new website. SullenEmpire.com is not quite no more, but highmatterbooks.com is the new website and is the only place you can get tickets to this event. It'll be here in Raleigh, North Carolina on Saturday, November the 15th. I will have more details about the schedule coming out in the weeks to come. I am currently working on getting a bunch of the sort of swag together. We're going to get bags for everybody and a bunch of stuff to put in them. So those are in production as we speak. We're doing a unique trading card really for the book tour because I will be traveling in support of Shadows Upon Time in November. More information about that very, very soon. We do not have dates and locations 100% finalized. Once I know, you'll know. But I will be on the road at least a little bit. I will not be in every country in the world or in every state of the union. I will probably just be in a couple states here in the U.S., that being just the way of things. I have a little bit of time between the release of the book and the Thanksgiving holiday, and I can't go everywhere that I would like to go, or y'all would like me to go, unfortunately. But I will be on the road a little bit, which is actually really a first. The last time I did a tour was in 2019, and that was all on me. And so this is very exciting, and I am excited to come out and see a bunch of you all. More on that, as I say, when we know. So the other thing I wanted to mention with regard to the gala, however, is I can make one announcement, and that is that we'll be doing a special raffle. If you buy a ticket, if you are there, you will be entered to win one of 2 copies of the Diamond Edition of Empire of Silence that we still have. These are unclaimed copies. These are people who their book came back in the mail and we were unable to get up with them, and we refunded them after a couple months of trying. So we have 2 unclaimed copies, and if you come to the gala, you will be automatically entered to win one of those 2 copies, and that copy is numbered. Actually, it is not a publisher copy. It will come with full rights, so we'll have a little bit of a raffle, and you can win a Diamond Edition, and that will enroll you to grab book 2 when it comes out. More on that in a minute. Actually, more on that right now, because the next thing I need to talk about is special editions, and I may as well start with the Diamond Editions. I mentioned this the last couple of updates, but I know it is running behind. We had hoped to have it up for pre-order at the beginning of the year, and that has certainly not happened. And the reasons for that are manifold. The primary one is that I have been very busy. I have been working on book 7, and I'm also the only guy who can revise Howling Dark, and so I had to pause on Howling Dark to finish up Shadows Upon Time. I will always choose the new book, so the question you all aren't asking me is, where is the next book over all these other projects? It is more important, it is more useful to more of you, right, if I am working on the new book rather than on special edition projects. So I have had paused work on the Diamond Edition of Howling Dark for a long time because I just couldn't do both. Now that Shadows Upon Time is finally done, I had originally thought I would be done with it in like March. I finished the proof pages like 2 weeks ago now, something like that. Time is blurry at this point. I finished it recently, but since I have finally finished work on Shadows Upon Time, I was able to go back through and finish my revisions on Howling Dark. I actually just got the text back from the copy editor, so it is on its way to get pre-formatted. That the formatter is going to go through and deal with all the queries and the changes that don't really concern me, typos and things like that, things that are obvious. And then whatever is left, I will clean up at the end, probably places where my own revisions have caused problems. So I'll clean that up, and then it will go to the printer. We are waiting on a couple of illustrations still, just the end paper illustrations from James Cook. Once we get those in, everything is basically done, except that we'll still need to do the design for the cover boards and the slipcase and the tray case. Those are all pretty quick, and those won't impact your ability to pre-order them or our ability to do the cover reveal and the pre-order reveal. That will be coming fairly soon. Now, we have a lot of stuff that we're trying to get out the door with regard to the Shadows Upon Time release event, and those are a lot more time sensitive than the Diamond Edition, so we're going to take care of those first. But as soon as those are ready, the Diamond Edition will also be ready to go for Howling Dark, and so keep your eyes open. That'll be along very, very soon. Once those are out, if you have rights, you own a copy of Empire of Silence from the Diamond Edition, you will have a month to purchase, to pre-order your copy of Howling Dark, and then any unclaimed copies at the end of that month will go up for sale. It probably won't be that many, so we'll really we're making these for people who already have the first book, but I know a lot of you are watching this video and you have questions. Hopefully we'll be able to print more of them in the future, but my license was for just 1,000 sets, and so right now we're confined to doing just 1,000. That may change in the future. Now, there are 2 other special editions, of course, in the mix. If you've been following the channel, you will have seen the cover reveal from the Endorida Books edition of Empire of Silence. That will be up for sale on the 24th of this month, which is coming up very, very quickly. My understanding is those books are at the printer right now, so they will ship pretty quickly from the time you order them. It won't be a very long wait on those at all. You'll have them certainly by the end of the year, if not much sooner than that. Very excited about this edition. It was very fun to go back to the beginning with Kieran Yanner, who of course did the covers, has done the covers since Howling Dark. That Karn Saga illustration was our first work together, and we're currently working on the art for the Endorida edition of Howling Dark now, and so Kieran and I have completed a whole orbit of the Sun Eater series, which is very cool. And he's just such a genius and such a gentleman. It has been such a pleasure to work with Kieran over the years, and to go back to the beginning and start over has been really, really fun. So I cannot wait for you all to get a look at what Kieran has done and what Rob has done over at Endorida Books with this edition later this month. It is just incredible. I'm very excited about it. And the 3rd special edition, of course, is from the Broken Binding. I don't have a lot of news on this front. I believe that 4 and 5 should be shipping fairly soon, and 6 and 7 will go up for pre-order sometime next year. I'm hoping the next couple of months we'll be able to reveal a little bit of the artwork from Disquiet Gods and Shadows Upon Time, and to give you all a sense of the release window, but even I do not know that just yet. But that about does it for special edition, so I want to move on and talk about what I am working on now. And I'll start by saying what I just finished, which is a short story called A Nidus of Vaughn. This is one of my Adaman Sword and Sorcery adventure stories. It is going to go into the Grim Oak Grimoire for Dragonsteel 2025, because I will be there. The gimmick for that collection is that all the authors who are in the anthology are at the show, so if you are in attendance, you can go around and get your book signed by everybody who's there. I'm very excited about this. I'm excited to bring Adaman to a wider audience. This is the 5th Adaman story I've done now. I was going to do a 6th story with him for the Patreon in December. Unfortunately, it's looking like I'm not going to be able to do that because I am currently outlining the new series. I'm about a quarter of the way into outlining the first book. I'm going to outline all 3 at once so that 3 books does not become 7 again. And we'll see how that goes. But no, it's going to be a trilogy. It's going extremely well. I can't tell you a darn thing about it, but I am very excited, and I cannot wait to be able to tell you more about it very soon. There's a lot of stuff going on behind closed doors on that front. And man, it's going to be fun. But for now, our attention must be fixed squarely on November, on Shadows Upon Time. And what I really can't wait for is for all of you to get your hands on the end of Hadrian's story. I've gotten a couple other advanced reviews from people in the last couple of weeks, and I really hope that you all feel the way that these folks have felt about it, because it has been very exciting to see the reactions, the early reactions to the end of Hadrian's journey. I'm very grateful to each and every one of you for sticking with it through all of this, and for those of you who are just jumping on as well. We had a great event with Ryan Cahill at Barnes & Noble at the end of August, and there's so many of you there. It was just such a wonderful time, and I can't wait to see even more of you in November when we get there, whether that's at the gala or out on the road. The rest of the year is going to be very, very exciting. Later this month, I am going to go up to the Penguin Warehouse and sign a bunch of the deluxe editions of Empire of Silence, because, of course, let's not forget that that's happening as well. Daw's putting out a sprayed edges edition of the first book that has the revised text from the Diamond and the Endorida Books editions. So we'll be able to bring those updates to the masses, which is great. I always wanted to. I never thought I would have an opportunity to, sort of update the text for Dahl. When we did it for the Diamond Edition, it was purely, really for me, because I knew there were some mistakes in book 1 that could be fixed and some things that could be polished. And so now that that's getting out there, that'll be very exciting. It does look like that text is actually going to come out in the ebook and in the new edition of the paperback as well. So moving forward, everything but the audio will be updated to the new version of the text, which is awesome. It is, I think, a much cleaner version of the book, and one that doesn't have, little continuity errors that people send me emails about. So hopefully those emails will start to disappear. which will be a nice relief. Oh, but there is one more thing I wanted to mention. I mentioned in the last couple of updates that I'm doing a short story for Peter O'Rulian's Unbroken anthology. That's going to be part of a Kickstarter campaign. That campaign was originally going to launch in just a couple of days, but I went over to grab the link to talk about it, and I noticed that it had been pushed back to January. So if you were chomping at the bit to grab that anthology in the next couple of days, it does have a Sun Eater story in it called Life, which is set after the events of Shadows Upon Time, I should note. You will now have to wait until January for that campaign to start. So if you follow the campaign, you probably already got an email about it, but I figured I should mention it as well. And that finally about does it for this month's update video. Thank you all for watching, for reading, for everything, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, farewell.